Get ready to get real. Kevin Hart hosts new Peacock original series, Heart to Heart, featuring authentic conversations with celebrity guests. Each week, Kevin will sit down with a well-known figure from entertainment to hold a deep and personal conversation. You can expect the unexpected. Kevin and his guests will unpack stories from their lives, sharing moments of success, failure, and everything in between. So kick up your feet and get ready to know your favorite celebrities. The new Peacock original series, Heart to Heart, is streaming now. Go to peacocktv.com to get started.
You know, it can really be exhausting to feel like you're not being heard. Whether you didn't like exactly how your hairstylist did your hair, or if you feel like your partner or even the world is ignoring you. That's why it's so refreshing that AT&T is hearing you and making changes. They're giving every single customer, new and existing, the same deal. Check out smartphone pricing that's fair for everyone at AT&T.com/best deals. Restrictions apply.
At State Farm, they're focused on the belief that diversity makes safer, stronger, smarter neighborhoods where all are welcome. Neighborhoods that are reflective of the culture makers, shakers, and movers of tomorrow. To make a better world for our future generations, we must amplify, celebrate, and empower Black creators today. And that's why State Farm is committed to providing services, platforms, and long-standing actions to help build strong neighborhoods for the Black community. State Farm knows that being good neighbors means uplifting communities wherever their customers find themselves. They don't just provide a policy, they provide a partner. Because with over 19,000 State Farm agents, they reflect the diversity of America. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That's how we own it!
My thought of the day, because you know, I've been thinking. So, you know, the last few weeks, there's big debate. There's even protests happening because Mayor de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, our city that we live in, has said that beginning August 13th, the rules have now changed to if you go to a restaurant and you, first of all, they don't care about masks. They're saying you have to prove somehow that you're vaccinated. I haven't even really looked into how you're supposed to prove it, but you have to prove that you're vaccinated in order to be able to do in-restaurant dining, in-room dining, and some other things in this city. And, you know, September, a month or so later, it's going to be mandatory to the point that the health department will be out checking the restaurants and I guess walking up to your table saying, let me see your paperwork or let me see, I don't know what they're going to. But they're trying to prevent COVID from spreading.
You can't prevent COVID from spreading. They've already, like, this is why these things just don't make sense.
Well, you can reduce it.
No, reduce
yes.
How? Okay.
You can reduce it. But I don't think just, well, first of all, masks definitely have reduced the spread of, absolutely. Because we know it from our own homes. We know it from our own homes. Absolutely.
When?
I know,
you know
from my own life and from others around me that even people who are caring for a person who has COVID, right? Even folks in the medical field, they wear their masks. And by the way, masks are not a new phenomenon. The way that we are wearing masks now is probably not healthy. I agree. It's not healthy for you. But masks, they're not new. Medical professionals have been using masks to prevent the spread of viruses and other things forever. And so we know that when doctors and nurses were coming into contact with COVID patients, before they figured it out, they were getting sick like crazy because they didn't know. And then when they realized, oh shoot, I have to wear my mask and I might need the the blue one and then something else to cover it and not just the fancy ones, then you started to see a reduction in the amount of healthcare professionals who, again, your doctor's doing I don't know, maybe I'm just making up something. The doctor may have come in on a GYN appointment and usually they don't wear their mask until they actually start to examine you, but they'll come in the room and they talk to you. They want to sit down, have a good conversation. How you doing? This and that. It's good to see you. Da, da, da. And maybe shake your hand because that was a thing. Doctors used to shake your hand. And then the next thing you know, you touch your face, you rub your eye, and that's how you're spreading things. But once we knew about social distancing, wash your hands, wear your mask, it began to reduce the amount of people in the healthcare profession and in other places that were getting COVID. Now, does that mean that it's going to totally stop it? Absolutely not. But I know that your chances of transmitting COVID to another person or any virus, when you have washed your hands and you have something that's protecting you and that person, it's just common sense that the virus is not going to jump through the mask. That's just not realistic.
Well, I'm not saying they jump through the mask. Most of these masks don't prevent everything from going through anyway. So if you're talking to the mask and it's coming out the side anyway.
Yeah, but that's why they tell you wear your mask properly.
Even if you look at the average person with a mask, when you talk, there's places that the air can go through. That's why you can still wear the mask. Right. It don't go out 100%, but you still have air pockets within the mask. It doesn't. But you
realize that you can catch. I didn't say it completely. I never used the word completely. I said reduces. So that's like you can catch something when you have on a condom. Mm-hmm. But the chances of it being transmitted is less. So if it was 100% or 95% without the condom, you put the condom on, you might be down to 30, 40% or even less than that. So I'm saying that there is a reduction based upon masks. But I'm saying in this situation, they're not even asking people to wear masks, right? They're saying you have to be vaccinated. But the problem is that we know you can still catch COVID if you're vaccinated. So I am so very confused as to what we're doing. And people's constitutional or civil rights or some shit is being violated by telling folks they can't go sit in a restaurant. I'm trying to understand why we've gotten so comfortable asking people about their little HIPAA stuff, right? Because there was supposed to be HIPAA laws that prevent you from being able to ask another person. It's like asking me, "Are you on birth control?" Like, I don't know if I have to answer that question, especially if you and I are not engaged in something that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's why it's not. The mandates, I think these are threats, right? And they keep saying them. And I don't think they constitutionally can stand up. It's like, concerts have been saying, oh, you have to have this and you have to have that. And a lot of people I know ain't going there showing nothing. They're having their tickets. They're asking you a question or they're putting out broadly that you need to have these things so that you think, well, let me go get it. And that's it's a trick. It's really like a trick because they're not really. I can't see you walking to the restaurant and asking you for a vaccine card.
But they're going to. They're going to.
I haven't seen yet where that's happened.
Well, not yet because New York is going to be the first city that it's ever happened in. But at the same time, my thing is, I am so torn because on one side, I completely understand that you have workers, you've got healthcare providers, you essential workers, as they say. You've got people out here who can't afford to get sick or like me.
If you feel that you can't afford to get sick, then you need to take the vaccine. You can't tell somebody else who don't feel like they can't afford. If I feel like my immune system is way stronger than everybody else's, I probably get sick once every 5 years with a cold for 2 days. And you gonna tell me that I'm just saying.
I've known you for longer.
I'm just saying. Okay, you probably seen, but for the most part, I don't really get sick. Like, and if I do get sick, my immune system fights it off. So you telling me that because you feel like you're susceptible, that I need to take a vaccine? No, you need to take the vaccine.
Well, but every time we have this conversation, we always go back to, and I'm charging our entire team with us finding professionals that can talk with us about this topic.
But because I don't think it's really professional.
We do need professionals.
Certain things is common sense.
Here's the issue. You haven't experienced the mutation of viruses. You also have not experienced having diabetes and also having a virus. Mm-hmm. So you want to assume that someone who has studied it to the extent that they got diabetes person at the table, they have a Myson person who's pretty healthy at the table, they have another person who, may not be diabetes and all of that, but they obese, or they have different issues. And those people are coming together and working with this professional who has studied viruses. I want to assume that that person has a little bit of a step above in terms of knowledge than we do.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, in the medical
can
field, you have so many different people that have different ideologies.
I understand that, but that
you can ask 10 different doctors, and they be like, my studies tell me this, and other person, well, my studies say this. And
but that's my point. My point is that when we, as people who haven't studied it, we don't have certain health concerns, we don't have everybody sitting at the table. I think that what is responsible is to have somebody there who may be able to provide perspectives that can help deal with a wide array of individuals.
Hey, let me tell you, my brother is amazing when it comes to finding good deals. Whether it's finding some clothes and shoes for himself or his kids, or other family members, including me. The holidays are here, so why not spend it on a loved one? Good things shouldn't only favor the few, and AT&T gets that because AT&T is giving all their customers, both new and existing, the same great deals. Visit AT&T.com/best deals to learn more. Restrictions apply. Get ready to get real. Kevin Hart hosts new Peacock original series, Heart to Heart, featuring authentic conversations with celebrity guests. Each week, Kevin will sit down with a well-known figure from entertainment to hold a deep and personal conversation. You can expect the unexpected. Kevin and his guests will unpack stories from their lives, sharing moments of success, failure, and everything in between. So kick up your feet and get ready to know your favorite celebrities. The new Peacock original series, Heart to Heart, is streaming now. Go to peacocktv.com to get started. You know when you've been at a job for years and at your annual review, your boss gives your promotion to the new hire, and when you try to talk to your boss, he shuts you out? AT&T hears you. In fact, AT&T has made sure all of their customers, now both new and existing, get the same great deals. No matter if you've been with them since your first ringtone or are looking to jump now. At AT&T, everyone gets promoted to the best deals. Check out smartphone pricing for everyone at att.com/best deals. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.